and welcome back to the Talking Apron, where we believe that sustainable health isn't about the massive overhaul that you have to do to your life. It's about the thoughtful changes, small, manageable changes that add up over time. I'm your host, Ann Bernardin, and today we're diving deep into a powerful, small lifestyle change. And it can dramatically improve your overall well-being. And what do I mean by dramatically? Well, using this small lifestyle change consistently can improve some measures of your health that can make a difference long term. So what am I talking about? I'm actually talking about cooking, and cooking with a crock pot. And you're looking and wondering, what the hell does managing a change have to do with a crock pot? Well, how can a crock pot help my health? Well, listen into today's show and I will show you how making a change to add 1 or 2 meals a week, well, one use of the crock pot a week can really add to the nutritional benefits, your health for the long term. So go ahead, go grab your cuppa, and we'll get started. So some people call it revolutionary when the crock pot came into being. And to me, right now, it's considered ordinary. You know, the most powerful transformations aren't necessarily dramatic. They're tiny, consistent steps. So if you think of your health like a savings account, small deposits every single day create substantial wealth over time. So we'll discuss in today's episode powers of incremental small changes. Then we're going to be adding in a nutrition portion of today and giving a nutrition of one of the vegetables that can be used in a crock pot, and that's the incredible carrot. And then we're going to be talking about the impact of a veggie-packed crock pot, the approach that does for our health. And then the last segment is going to be about what the ripple effect is, like throwing that small pebble into a pond and how it continues and continues and continues, that making small changes, those ripples, make on our health. So if we start with the humble crock pot, we'll see that this kitchen superhero can be your gateway to a nutritional transformation. And if you're listening to this episode and you see when it was made, this is December of 2024. So there are a number of goal-setting activities that people have in their life for the new year, resolutions to make, and one of them for you may be eating a little healthier. Now, if this is June that you're listening or April, doesn't matter. Using the crock pot can be so beneficial. Now, by dedicating just one day a week, one afternoon, one evening, one overnight, one morning, to using the crock pot for a meal. Usually serving size is more than that, so depending upon your household size, if it's cooking for one, you're going to have many different meals from the one recipe, or maybe it's for your family. That's okay. So by dedicating just one meal a week to a vegetable-rich recipe, you are making a profound statement about your commitment to health, because these recipes will be nutrient dense. And what does nutrient dense means? It means the nutritional content, the power pack fuel that vitamins bring, and the vitamins and minerals, that vegetables bring to the vitamins and minerals make a huge impact on your cells, your body, your life. So when we're talking about nutrition and what do we put in the crock pot, well, one of the steadfast vegetables that can go into crock pot meals is the carrot. Now, in this recipe that I'll be outlining shortly, the carrot is going to be the starch. We're taking out potatoes, rice, and any other noodles. We're taking out all the grains because if you want to have a bigger impact, you want more space for vegetables. And let's talk about this carrot. It's vibrantly orange, and it's much more than just the crunchy addition to your meal if you're eating raw carrots. So one medium carrot is about 61 grams. Okay, we're not grams in the United States, that's okay. But calorie-wise, it's only 25 calories. There are 2 grams of fiber, yippee-yi-yay, because fiber is so important for our digestive health, our heart health, etc. Vitamin A. Vitamin A has over 200% of our daily recommended intake. So having carrots is such an additional benefit. Now, vitamin K1, that's important for blood clotting and bone health. And then all the antioxidants that come, particularly there's beta carotene, and that converts to vitamin A in the body. But this is where it gets really exciting. So all the antioxidants in carrots have been linked to improved eye health, potential cancer-fighting properties. They support heart health, and it boosts our immune system. That's a lot for carrot. So that's why we want to add and eat carrots regularly. So in this next example, you're going to have a little bit of a recipe. Well, how do I put together a crock pot meal? Well, you can go ahead and find some recipes, but I'm going to give you a different approach, and this is being a little bit more creative and putting it towards your taste. So maybe it's a Sunday afternoon. You've got a really busy week. You may have 1 or 2 nights that you know that you have after hour meetings, or you have to go shopping, or there's something going on and you want to come home to a meal that's already made. So on Sunday, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start with 1 onion and up to 3 stalks of celery as your base. You're going to clean those up, chop them, slice them, whatever chunky size you like. You get to be creative. And you're going to put this in your crock pot. Now, once I put those in the crock pot, I already set it to high, because by the time you add everything, it'll be warming up and ready to go. Then we're going to add in the 3 peeled and sliced carrots. Yes, full sliced carrots. And again, this is this week's nutritional powerhouse that we're discussing in the podcast. And again, we're including it as your starch. Then you're going to choose 1 or 2 other non-starchy vegetables, like either 2 bell peppers, 2 zucchinis, a half of a cabbage, a bunch of spinach. Now, on occasion, you may also want to add the frozen riced cauliflower. Next up, you're going to add your lean protein. And I say half to a full pound for a large crock pot size. Now, half to a full pound of chicken or very, very, very lean ground beef. Or if you want to go more vegetables, more on the vegetarian or vegan side, you can add a can of black beans or some chickpeas. I'm going to go back to the proteins. You know that the ground beef will already be ground. With the chicken, go ahead and chunk that up. Slice it, put it in smaller meat pieces so it'll cook faster, like the vegetables do, and also so you'll have those nice bite-sized pieces when you're eating. And this can either become a soup or a stew. And that's how the next piece fits in. And you're going to be adding some low sodium broth, whether it be beef broth if you're doing ground beef, it can be chicken broth, it can be vegetable broth, or you can add some tomato sauce. Now with this, do not add the whole can, box, jar, unless you really want a soup, because depending upon your vegetables, they are all full of water, and the water will be left in your soup or stew. And just remember that while you're cooking, not to overdo. You can always add, but it's very hard to take away the water or broth. Then you're going to be adding in your herbs. Now, depending upon the flavorings you like, whether it's going to be an Italian seasoning base, whether it's going to be a Mexican seasoning base. Now, you can even add some chopped parsley or cilantro at the end. Maybe you're going to be making a big vegetable chili and picking the appropriate vegetables to go with a chili. So the herbs and spices for flavor are all up to you. And remember, I love pepper, so I always add in a little pepper and maybe a couple pepper flakes or cayenne pepper. In just a few hours, you have created this wonderful, dense, high-packed nutritional meal. So it's not just strategic cooking, it's also strategic nutrition. Now, notice there's not a lot of fat in there. You're just going to get fat if it's in the vegetables. So some vegetables have fat in it, but it's going to be in the chicken or in the ground beef. So it's going to have a little bit of fat. Now, in this next segment, what does this do for us? What are the ripple effects of the small changes? Well, these changes can create, like I said earlier, that ripple effect. When you make one positive change and you've enjoyed your meals and you've been so happy about it, it may help you make another change. You'll consistently cook with a Crockpot, and it may inspire you to start packing a healthier lunch. Maybe you'll start adding more raw vegetables to your lunch instead of the bag of potato chips. Small change. Maybe you're going to include a water bottle and substitute 1 or 2 sodas that you normally have during the week and make them into water. Maybe you're going to take a look at the coffee you get and notice that, oh boy, I can switch from milk to maybe almond milk and there are less calories. And this may help me with my long-term health plan. And in addition to this, when we make changes and we're happy about it, it boosts our confidence and we're more energetic and motivated to getting more activity. Research consistently shows that gradual, sustainable changes are far more effective than drastic diets or a lifestyle overhaul. I'm never going to do that again. I'm going to go shopping and buy a shopping cart worth of vegetables, and then they all rot in your refrigerator because you don't know how to use them and you haven't had the experience of how to use them. So your brain and your body adapt more successfully to the small changes, the incremental changes over time. So what do I want you to take away from this? 1, start with 1 meal a week in your Crockpot. 1 meal, 1 day. Prep it in the evening, stick the pot in the refrigerator, set it for daytime. However you want to get it done. Get it done. Then you're going to be experimenting each week with different vegetable combinations and different spices and herbs. Next, you're going to prep the ingredients the night before. So then Sunday cooking is much easier. And you're going to start storing the portions differently. Maybe you have an excess and you'll stick a batch in the freezer. Or maybe you'll share a meal. Maybe you'll have it for Tuesday lunch and Thursday dinner. Changing it up. Now, here's another tip back to those carrots. We all love our raw carrots. They're nutritious, but cooking them can actually increase some of the nutrients that are available. So steaming or slow cooking in your crock pot helps to break down the cell walls, and then the nutrients like beta carotene are more accessible to your body. Remember, wellness isn't about perfection, it's about progress. That one vegetable-rich meal isn't just nutrition. It's an act of self-care. It's a statement that you value your health enough to keep making small, consistent investments in yourself. Now, are you somebody that doesn't know enough? Maybe your doctor has told you to cut the sweets, and maybe that's not helping. I've got a special PDF that's called Doctor's Orders, Why Cutting Sweets Isn't Just About Sugar. And if you're interested in learning more about carbohydrates, starches, vegetables, etc., you'll find the link in the introduction to this podcast. I want to hear from you. Share your Crockpot creations. Share your small wellness wins. Go to Facebook at Ann Bernardin or the Talking Apron and share them. Tag us on social media with wellness transformation, carrot power, tiny tweaks. Would love to hear from you. And until next time, make those small changes. They're not just steps, they're leaps towards a healthier you.